What's up, everybody? I'm Logan. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Thursday on 7 Trans Guys. This week's topic is trans health and hygiene. I think it's a very important topic. I also think a lot of the guys have a lot of good things to say. I've watched all of their videos so far. And yeah, hygiene is very important, no matter who you are, trans guys or not. Hygiene is very important because being clean is really important. Smelling good, feeling good. I mean, honestly, let's say you go camping for like a week where you can like bathe in like the lake or whatever. You come home, you take that shower. Good Lord, does it feel good? So it's important. Scrub from head to toe, behind the ears, all that stuff. This is like Sesame Street rules, you know. Even Ernie and Rubber Ducky had to scrub behind the ears. So the guys have talked about doing the regular checkups and doing all of that stuff. Very important. I do my labs, my blood work, to check my cholesterol and all of that stuff, because it wasn't too great when I first started. It was good if I was just not transitioning. It was fine. But because I was transitioning, it was a little high. My doctor was a little worried. And then the next time I had a blood test, everything was good. The last results that I got back weren't great, but I was eating a lot of eggs and cheese and bread a lot before the blood test. I think I kind of forgot that I had the tests, so that didn't help. And then I sort of had a surprise lab this last time I went, because I told my doctor I might be moving, so he wanted to get some lab works done just in case, just to see where we're at, just in case I couldn't come back to get others before I left. So no results back on that, but hopefully I've been working out a lot more and eating a little bit better, so fingers crossed. That is also a big thing with health and hygiene, especially for trans guys, is being aware of what you're eating, and how it affects not only just like your insides in general, your organs, but also how it affects the testosterone that you're using. Or even if you're not on testosterone yet, there are things that can boost testosterone. There are things that can reduce it. Obviously, anything with soy is basically estrogen. That's not good. I've heard a lot about how it's not good in general, but if you're a trans dude, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna suggest that you just cut that out entirely. Broccoli is great for boosting testosterone. Certain like nuts are really, really good. There's a lot of really good things to lower your cholesterol: Cheerios, oatmeal, all this stuff. Look it up online. I'm not gonna list a whole bunch. But it's very, very important because testosterone will boost a lot of things. It'll change what's going on inside, and so getting the proper lab works done so that you know where you're at will save you from a lot of serious things in the future, like heart disease, diabetes, I don't know, stuff like that. I'm spitballing, my brain's not really working as well as it sometimes could be. Here's where it gets tricky, is I know that doing the whole pap smear stuff is a thing that should be done, but I have maybe done it twice. I will admit I've maybe gone like twice. I've had a pap smear twice. I'm 29 years old. I just don't. I've never really liked everything going on there, and I don't really like people all up in there. Anyone, and so I never really had the motivation to go. I know that I should, and I'm sure that I will, and I'm sure if my mom is watching this, she will make me make an appointment when I talk to her next or when I get home. I will, I think, maybe. I gotta figure some things out. It's very nerve-wracking, and I know, especially as a trans dude, it's really difficult to, like, do that. But my doctor, when I told him I was moving, told me about a site that, unfortunately, I can't remember right now, that will list, like, trans-friendly, like, doctors, hospitals, clinics, all that stuff. So, I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah. What else can I tell you? When puberty point, like, the first puberty, whatever, that I had to go through, I never really got pimples. I never, like, my face has always been fine. I was sort of convinced to try, like, washing my face with, like, Neutrogena things and this, that, and the other, and all it did was dry out my face. It made my face, it either dried it out or made it feel really oily and gross. So I stopped. My version of washing my face was just letting my head and my face get under, like, the shower water, and that was about it. Splash some water on my face, call it a day. And that's worked out really well up until puberty 2.0, where now I'm getting far more pimples on my forehead, this whole T-zone, as they call it. Everything up here, because of my binder, I'm getting some back here. So another thing, making sure that your binders are washed regularly is very, very important. I like to hand wash mine, and at least, I have quite a few, so I sort of rotate them around. I have some that I wear out and about, and I have others that I wear strictly for work, because when you work at a coffee shop, everything starts to smell like coffee, so I don't want to wear the ones that I have that smell like coffee out when I'm, like, going out with friends or going out on, like, a date or something. Yeah. So, yeah. Making sure you wash your clothes in general, obviously, but especially, like, harnesses, binders, all that stuff that gets all up close and personal to you. Make sure that stuff gets washed regularly. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about different products and hygiene products and all that stuff. I think I said in my last video that I subscribe to Birchbox Man. You should really look it up. It's really cool. It's only, I think, for men, it's only $20 a month. If you want to try it, let me know. Put a comment here. Hit me up on Instagram. I can probably send you, like, a gift thing, maybe. Probably not all of you, but just to try it out, and then you can decide what you want to do. They send you samples of different products. You can kind of customize it to your personal needs. And I've gotten some really cool product, like face washes, shave gel, razors, this, like, exfoliating thing that feels like I'm rubbing sand on my face, which I guess is a thing. Uh, I know nothing about it. I've used it twice. It's really weird, but it works. So I'll probably keep using it or buy a bigger bottle of it. A lot of the stuff is really small samples, but it's usually enough that you can kind of get a feel for if you're going to like it or not. Whether it's the texture, the scent, its actual effectiveness. They're usually pretty cool. And I've gotten some other cool things. I've gotten some boxers. I've gotten some awesome cologne, some not so awesome cologne, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, all that stuff. It's totally worth checking out. I know there are a lot of other subscription-based boxes and such that I think are totally worth checking out. If you don't want to do Birchbox, you can do some other stuff. It's definitely worth checking out. Yeah. I don't know much else, I guess, about health and hygiene. Basically, it's wash yourself, wash your stuff, test out products. You can, if there's anything that you want to try, a lot of companies will send you samples if you just say that you're interested in them. Just try it out. Figure out what works for you. Ask other guys. Ask us. Go look online. Ask, cisgender guys. Hopefully they wash themselves too. I know some guys I've encountered that probably don't as much as they should. But that's their thing, and I won't judge them for it too much. Yeah. I feel like there's more that I should have said, but I feel like, one, I don't have a lot to preach about, still going to the women parts doctor, the downstairs doctor, because I myself don't go. I should. I know that I should, and once I figure out a good place to go, where I'm not gonna, punk out, I will go. Anyone feel free to hold me to that. That'd be cool. So I can't say you should go because that'd be a hypocrite. It's just a lot of, everything that I just said. Make sure you're clean. Make sure that, you pay attention to anything that might be changing within you. And if something is not good, then go to a doctor. There have been some issues with doing my shots, and I talked to my doctor about it, and he sort of helped me. I didn't think that I could do the shots on my sides anymore, because a lot of the fat has sort of relocated itself, and so I didn't think there's as much to grab to do my shots, so I just kept doing them in my legs, and that was starting to get really annoying. But he was like, no, it doesn't have to be, right there. He was kind of helping me with some things. Yeah. Also, what's good, and I need to do this as well, and I've been thinking about it, trying to find a good place to go. Go get, a massage. Just go and have just some, I know that also might be a little weird and invasive and, whatever. Even if it's just, a foot massage. Even if it's just, the most simplest of things. Something like that to, treat yourself can really help not only the way you just physically feel, because aches and pains are annoying. Testosterone changes your muscle composition, whatever, so your muscles probably ache, especially if you're working out. Find a hot tub. I mean, those things work wonders. Go get a massage, find a hot tub. Oh yeah, mental health. Also very, very important. Also probably why I didn't transition until when I did until last year is because mentally I wasn't ready at all. I had a lot of stuff that I needed to work through, a lot of stuff I needed to figure out about myself. So it is, I didn't, out here in LA, at least where I went, I didn't have to go through a lot of like therapy counseling sessions. I sat down with a lady, I kind of explained, how I felt, where I was, and she just sort of agreed that yeah, I'm fit for this transition. But I know some places do require some sort of like therapy, and that is a lot to make sure that you are in like the right mindset and that you are ready for the things that are about to happen to you. Because it is a change. A lot of stuff will change. And I was telling Lori about this the other day, that if it weren't for her, and I also think that if it weren't for just where I was mentally and, emotionally and all this stuff within myself, if I had transitioned when I first thought about it, and probably any time before the last year, I would be a very different person than I am today. I would probably be a hot mess. But I knew myself, and I knew myself to know that I needed to make sure that I was ready. I needed to kind of examine my past, examine things that were going on within me before, things that if I was mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I guess, ready. I don't really do the whole religion thing, but it's more of like a vibe thing, in the terms of like my personal vibe. I wasn't ready at all until when I finally was just like, we're gonna do this. So I think that's really important, is under self-realization and mental awareness, and mental health, is important, especially since a lot of people seem to think that being trans is a mental health issue. No, it's not. Every person needs to kind of check in with themselves mentally. Some people more than others. That's not a bad thing. It's more of just like, why are you judging people that you don't know, kind of thing. Like, what's really going on up here? Mental health in any aspect of life is very, very important. Taking the time to really go talk to someone, or reflect on, like, self-reflection, writing it down, talking to someone, just doing something to sort of sort out whatever's going up in your head and kind of figure out yourself is very, very, very important. And I think it's necessary for everyone, no matter what gender, sexuality, age. It's important. And if any of you have any friends that you kind of get an idea that maybe something isn't entirely right with them, talk to them. Don't push them, because a lot of times they're not ready to admit what's going on. But please tell whoever, tell everyone. But if you see anyone that you think might be struggling with something, give them some sort of idea that you're there for them. That no matter what, if they need something, that you've got their back. Even if they're not ready, even if you don't know what to do, exactly, it's very important to just, you'd be surprised how much it changes that person's life, just to know that they do have someone that supports them to know that they're not alone. I think that's one of the big things that we're doing with this video thing is, and a lot of these trans guys, like Aiden and my boy Malcolm, and Dade has some cool ones, and Skylar's one of the first dudes that I watched. A lot of the guys that post their stuff and have come kind of pretty important about it, famous about it, we're doing it to show people that they're not alone. And I think that's really, really important. And it helps, it sure as hell helped me. And so hopefully these videos are helping whoever's watching. Hopefully it'll help someone, whether it is a trans person or someone that's trying to understand the trans community. Yeah. I went on a little bit of a tangent. I'm sorry, but it just, it came to mind, and it's a very important thing to talk about. So yeah. I think that's it. I feel like it wasn't super informative, but hopefully I was. It's sort of it's a really good topic to talk about. It is also a check-in with common sense video, which I think a lot of people start losing when they just get too busy. It's a lot of, I'm too busy to go to the dentist. I'm too busy to go to the doctor. I'm too busy to work out. I'm too busy to do insert here. You gotta make the time. Your health is important. Make the time. Like, if something's going wrong, then all of that stuff that you're doing that's making you too busy to go to a doctor isn't going to mean anything, because you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to get sick. You're going to get something. It's going to keep you from doing whatever it is that you're just too busy to go to the doctors for. And yeah, and it's going to suck. So, from me, who admittedly needs to kind of get their self together in some aspects, to you, who may be a little bit better than me, maybe needs this little kick in the pants. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and eventually this whole place and this whole world will start making a little more sense. Until then, keep tuning in, keep telling us what you want to know. We want to do a series of kind of like Q&A, of what you guys want to know from either individuals in this group or all of us. So feel free to comment on our videos, to find us on Instagram. I think that's it. Unless some of the other guys have some other places that you can hit them up. I'm pretty much here or Instagram. Yeah. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Alright, bye.